Hi YouTube friends, welcome. Join me because today we're going to be doing an adjustable Fleur De Lis friendship bracelet. Start by finding the center of your paracord and then taking the right hand strand, form a bite down the bottom. And then take this right strand and take it across. Next we want to take this left hand strand here and also form a bite down the bottom. And then take this over that left strand. And then we want to take this strand here around the back and up through that right loop. Next, I'm going to take the left strand over the front I'm going to take this right strand over that, and then that is going to go around the back and up through this gap here. And then we can tighten the knot just by pulling on these loops and also pulling on the free ends at the same time. And we generally don't want this knot to be so large, so we can pull slack out of the knot by just pulling this top strand here. That'll close that right loop, and then pull the rest of the slack through this right strand. And you can do the same on the other side. Just close the loop by pulling that top strand there, and then pull the slack out by pulling the left strand. And then you can adjust these loops again here. And just keep adjusting the knot until it's nice and compact. So once you have this nice and compact, you can set that one aside for the time being and grab your other piece of paracord, and we're going to tie a range bead with this one, so just form an overhand loop and then form another overhand loop and then cross those two loops over. Next, grab your working end and go down through the very right and then up through the center. You want to take it down through that very left hand side there. We can take this over. Now we want to take it down through this right loop, and we're going to finish by coming straight up the center. So take the working end and come up through the center, and now we just need to pull these a little bit and then open that center with our finger, and now we can grab our bracelet again and take one end of the bracelet and feed it through the center there, and take the other end and feed it through in the opposite direction. So now we have this knot going around these two sides, and we can just pull those two free ends just to tighten it up a little bit. And now we have to work slack out of this knot. So find one of your ends and just pull the strands tight. So just work around the knot, pulling out all the slack. Once you get your ranger bead nice and tight, you just want to cut the excess pieces off, and just make sure you get the piece that's connected to the ranger bead and not the bracelet. So the way you can test that is just pinch the ranger bead and give it a bit of a pull, and if it doesn't move, that's the one you want. If it moves, that's the one that's part of the bracelet, so we're going to leave that alone. So just locate the strand that you want and cut it off nice and close to the knot. Singe it off with a lighter. And then do the same to the other side. Once you've cut the excess off of the ranger bead, you can test the bracelet against your wrist, just so it just fits over your hand. You can make sure that sits center of your wrist, and the ranger bead sits around about the center of your wrist too. Then you can take this off, and we just want to tie a stopper knot here. So I'm going to tie an overhand knot, form an overhand loop, and then just tuck the end up through that loop, and then work the stopper knot right against the ranger bead. Get it nice and tight, and do the same over the other side. Form an overhand loop, tuck the end through that loop, and then work that overhand knot right against the ranger bead. And now we just want to cut the excess off of here, and I like to leave just about 2 centimeters or an inch on either side of the stopper knot. So just going to cut that off, singe that side with the lighter, and do the same over the other side. Singe that off with a lighter, and there you should have your adjustable bracelet. If you like this kind of thing, feel free to hit the subscribe button, because here we talk about both decorative and functional knots. Thanks for watching. I like you all, and I will see you on the next video.